Welcome again, guys. Welcome back to the Blessing Honeybees channel. Yeah, so today I just want to touch on pollination and what is pollination, why is pollination important, and how does bees fall into this category with pollination. So let's just dive into it and see what we can figure out about this whole pollination. So what is pollination? First question, right? So pollination is the act of transferring pollen grain from one plant to another plant, right? It's just basically like how humans reproduce. So plants have their kind of way of reproducing, right? So insects or animals will just pollen grain transfer from one plant to another. So the male will transfer to the female and come together, and then you'll find like seeds, right? So that's the whole act for them, right? Pollination is their process of reproduction. That's the goal of pollination, is to bring forth offspring, which is like fruit with seed, and then that seed will germinate and become a plant again. So as we go down now, we say, why is pollination important? Pollination is very, very important because without pollination, we wouldn't have any fruits, lots of nuts and all these different flowers and beautiful things that we eat and all these nice, amazing products that we all go and eat, those fruits and things, vegetables, lots of stuff, right? And that's the benefit of pollination, right? So you get those things from the process, right? After reproduction. So without pollination, we wouldn't have a lot of those stuff. And it is very, very vital for us as mankind to really have pollination going on, because without pollination, those things wouldn't be, right? So what plant does, plant produce a very sweet, enticing liquid, and that entice the pollinators, right? So that's where bees would come in now as a pollinator, right? So it entices the pollinators to come to it. So when they come and eat that or drink that sweet sugary liquid, then the pollen will attach to them, and then they bring it to the next part, and then the process continues, right? So basically, the plant has that sweet sugar thing is called nectar. That's the nectar that bees use to make honey. But we'll talk more about the process of making honey and all those things. But for now, we're going to talk about the pollination process, right? So basically, the insect, or in this case, the honeybee, will go up against the flowering plant, right? That's enticing them with the sugary stuff. That's the nectar. So when they go down with their long tongue to drink that sugary stuff, they'll find pollen, right? The pollen dust that's out on the outer side of the plant, that's what the plant lets off on them now. So when it sticks to their ear, and then they move on to another plant to do the same process again of dipping for more sugary stuff, the nectar, then some of that pollen dust transfers to that other plant, and then to the male part of the plant, the anther, right? That's the part of the flower that the pollen comes from. And then it goes and sticks to the female part, which is the stigma. And that's the part that creates the seed. So it will come together, and then that's where fertilization starts, right? So basically the flower will fertilize, and then it begin to yield fruit, right? So anyway, so when the bee or the insect go inside, sip up that nectar from that plant, all that pollen dust transfer to them, and they keep doing that process over and over. So you realize that for the whole day that they've been doing that, you'll find there's lots of pollination going on. And it's not just bee or honeybee as the only pollinators, right? They're like the largest amount of pollinators. Like they pollinate at least 80% of the world produce, right? But there's other pollinators like butterflies, right? Birds, anything that attach, even the wind sometimes blow pollen around, right? So different things do the process, right? But honeybee, they do 80%. They do majority of that pollination process, right? And when you look at the process of their doing pollination, the plant reward them with that sugary stuff, the nectar, right? The plant reward them with that nectar, so they bring it back to the hive, and that's what they will create honey. So with those ear that I told you about earlier on, about the ear follicles on their body and all over, that's where the pollen goes, and they will take that honey, that pollen, mix it with nectar, and stick it to their body and stick it down in the stalk and the back leg, and that's what they carry back to the hive, and they will take that process and use it for food, right? Pollination is very, very important to us as humans, that we really need. If you can see everything that goes around, if you see a bee flying around with some different colors on them, you know that they're busy doing pollination, ants help in the process of pollination. As I said, birds and butterflies, right? If you If you look, sometimes you'll see some giant butterfly flying around and they're doing the same stuff, sucking sweet nectar from plants. Because the plant use that nectar as an enticing thing so that it's rewarding them, so that they can use that to help the process of pollination, so that they can get their offspring. Seeds can come, fruit can come, and then new plants will come after in a later time. So for now, we're just touching on a certain little stuff and give you a little bit about what pollination is and all the process of it, you know. Because as I said, it is very vital and very important to us as humans. Because without it, we would not have none of those sweet little nuts and all those fruits and apples and peaches and pear and plum and all these things that you have. And it's so nice, right? So without those little pollinators, those things wouldn't exist. So you can think about it, and next time you see them, you can say, yeah, there goes a pollinator, you know. Or next time you're eating a fruit, you can think about the honeybee and say, yeah, maybe it's one of those honeybee that did this for me so I can have a fruit to eat, you know. So yeah, so give thanks. So thank you for watching this one, and continue to watch our other videos coming up with more detailed stuff about stuff. But now we're just touching on a few items and let you just keep you current on what's going on, you know. So today we just touch about pollination and we'll continue the process. So just like the video, share the video, and tell anyone, you know, reach out, let anyone want to know about honeybees. They can leave a comment down in the comment box and let them know, you know, you have a beekeeper over and they're blessing on the bee side. So yeah, let them check it out. And thank you for watching as always, you know, enough respect. Blessings, man. Yeah.